studio. If you recall earlier this week, we reported PFAS contamination in certain water bottles sold right here in Connecticut. We have a doctor in the studio today to show us what to look out for in order to keep you and your family healthy.
All right, well, we're going to keep that healthy theme going. We have professional chef Julie Hardigan in the kitchen. Now, she's going to keep you cool in the summer heat, and by doing that, she's going to be making rainbow pops and cheesecake fruit dip today.
I have to be honest, I peeked, and the fruit she brought for the dip looks so good.
Well, she was on my Facebook Live with me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got a little preview.
Oh, you got a little preview.
Did you get to taste
I didn't yet. No, I'm going to play fair with everybody else.
I'm excited.
Yep.
Plus, as you do that back-to-school shopping, we have a professional organizer here with small changes to make your list and to keep your kids on top of their game. Really, it looks pretty cool, her setup. She is a very good organizer, actually. She's going to help us show us what we can do to keep the kids organized at home as well.
Does she help adults too? Or?
I'm thinking she can help adults.
All of us, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this weather chat out of the way right now. We have some clouds.
Of course, co-founder of ECAD, along with Tuna and Sonoma here. I want to thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Dale, so often you come on with puppies and you explain how important it is to have these dogs in training for people, and now we have a real-life example with us.
Yes, we do. Perfect example.
Okay, so why don't you introduce yourself and tell us why you have Sonoma?
My name is Cassie Shad, and I'm 22 years old. I've had Sonoma since I was 19, and he's just changed my life absolutely for me.
Really? So tell us, how did the two of you get matched up? Dale, did you match the two up, the dog? And
She actually called us looking for a service dog.
okay.
And because of her situation, we didn't know if we could place her with a service dog, because when she came to us, to our surprise, she wore a helmet all the time because she would pass out and fall to the ground and be afraid of head concussions.
Goodness.
So we started training a dog for her that would focus on her and alert her when the situation was coming on.
Really?
Yeah, I met Sonoma. Dale had me come in because it was an interesting situation that they weren't used to all the time. And I met him, and they just had me hand feed him to get me used to him. And I actually had a seizure the second time I was meeting with Sonoma, completely not what we expected. And he left alone his food, that he's highly food motivated. And he stayed with me. He put his paws on me. He held me down for the whole seizure. And Dale and Lou, his wife, co-owners of ECAD, were so shocked and amazed. And they knew then that Sonoma was the perfect dog for me by how he behaved.
Now, I can't help but notice that you aren't wearing a helmet today.
No, I'm not.
So do you
thankfully.
not need a helmet anymore?
No, I don't, because Sonoma alerts for my seizures. So sometimes I don't feel when they're going to come on. Sometimes you have something that's called an aura. And I'll feel dizzy, I'll feel a sudden headache, I'll feel suddenly off, and I'll be like, I need to go lay on the couch. And sometimes that doesn't happen, and he'll come over to me, he will paw at me, at my hands, and I'll be like, what's up with you, puppy? But I know now, because I've learned, and I've adjusted to how he acts. And then he'll start licking my face, and licking my hands, and sniffing me like crazy, licking my face.
Wow.
And he won't go away. It's like this, I'm trying to get you to do something, and
then
he won't stop.
And then do you get to a safe place?
And then I'm like, okay, I know what you're doing. I know he's alerting me to this. I go on the couch, and he comes right up with me and lays on me. And it helps me because I would kick myself in the face with my knees.
Wow, my goodness.
And now I would fall and hit my head. That's why I had the helmet. And now I have him to warm me.
Sounds like the dog has really changed your life over
Really
the past
has.
couple of years. And Dale, you always talk about the importance. I know that you are always looking for people to help foster puppies as you're in the training phase to
Yes,
help
we do.
more people like her. Want to tell us a little bit more about the information?
You can get a hold of us at ecad1.org. We're constantly looking for volunteers, donors. We have actually right now 8 puppies available for foster homes if people are interested. Like I said, you can get a hold of us at ecad1.org on our website.
Such sweet dogs here, and thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, and I'm so glad that this match was really a match made in
Yes,
heaven, and it
it's
worked out
amazing.
for you. Thank
He's
you both
helping me
for
so
being
much.
here and for getting the message out. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to send
Hello
things
everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this. Hope you're having a good one. It is currently 12:42 in the afternoon. I spent the morning binge watching the last season of Orange is the New Black on Netflix. It was the series finale, and honestly, I kind of wish they were giving us more seasons because they left us with a lot of cliffhangers. I still need to finish up the second season of Speechless before the third one comes out soon. Orange is the New Black was on, I was gonna say Instagram, but Orange is the New Black was on Netflix, and Speechless is on Hulu. But I also uploaded a video today, August 1st, of my friend Cassidy. She was on the news for ECAD, Educated Canines Assisting with Disabilities. Talking about them, talking about how her seizure alert dog, Sonoma Valley, has changed her life. So if you didn't see that, just go check out yesterday's upload. It's a separate upload. It's like 3 minutes long, so go check it out. But it's a busy week for ECAD because not only does Cassidy do things with them, but my friend Kelly is also there at team training this week. I know I might have enunciated and said Erin, but it's Kelly. Her name's Kelly. She's there this week, so I'm keeping her in prayer, and I'm hoping that it's a good week for her, good 2 weeks for her. I hope that it's going well, and I can't wait to see her with her dog. But it also is kind of emotional for me a little bit because I impulsively made a decision to, back in 2017, if you remember my videos, I impulsively made a decision to apply, and I ended up getting into the program, but we decided to go a different route, so it's kind of emotional to see people with their dogs or people getting their dogs because I could have had that same... What?
I'm just gonna hang about 10 things on the clothesline.
Okay. It's kind of emotional because I could have had what they have or what they are having. Not that I regret hope for a second. I just kind of wish that there was a program out there who was willing to work with people who choose to get their own dogs, you know? Like, I mean, because that cost was astronomical, and you know, donations are one thing, but you can't really rely on donations, and $5 to $10 donations take forever to get from people, but it does add up, but that takes a while, so really you have to come up with the money yourself, and we were just not in a position to do that, nor were we in a position to ask people, because fundraising for something like that is a full-time job, and in the beginning my grandmother was just starting her early stages of needing more and more and more care, and we didn't have the time to devote to something like that, and it was always something in the back of my mind, like, what if I couldn't keep up with the commands, like, what if I am not good enough to do this, then the dog just, goes through all that training for nothing, so at least, whatever. Anyway, there was a lot of self-doubt, and there was a lot of doubt from my parents that I could keep up with this. So, whatever, that impulsive decision, probably thanks to a little bipolar episode, but whatever, which we didn't know at the time was bipolar, but now we do. So, there was a lot that happened in that year that was very impulsive and very not thinking it through all the way. But I did get into the program, and I was about to set up my fundraising page, but then there were some things, and we just decided not to go that route. Now that doesn't mean that when I'm like 30, that I won't go a program route, and I will. I am thinking of a program route for next time, because training my own dog has been the craziest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen so many trainers who advertise on Facebook as service dog trainers and dog dog this, dog that. Use a prong collar, don't use a prong collar, use this, don't use this. Like so many in my area, like so many, And I met with one even before I got a dog. It was right after we decided not to go with the program, but I met with one right before, like it was a couple months. It was like the winter time, and we were gonna get the dog in the spring, so it was like almost, well, she's not 2 yet, but it was probably 2 years this fall that we did that. And just like this woman talked to me, she did everything. We were looking at breeders. She wasn't very helpful with that. She just like gave me breeds that would be good, and then like she expected me to do a lot of the work, and whatever. And then all of a sudden I go to call her, or I go to look her up when I'm ready and I have the dog and whatever, and I find out she's moving to freaking Colorado. And so then I go with someone who is local to me, and we didn't really get what we paid for. They kept saying that she needed to come in for evaluations when she was already evaluated. They kept calling it therapy dog instead of service dog, and those are two completely different things. Those are two completely different sets of training. A therapy dog is someone who is around for multiple people. So like if I ever decided that Hope wouldn't be good for service work, I would train her to be a therapy dog, which means she could go into nursing homes, she can go into hospitals, she can go into, like, let's say there was like a shooting or something, she could go in to provide comfort for those people after the incident, or like after surgery, like a little kid wants to snuggle a dog, you know, she'd be a perfect size to fit on somebody's bed. But I'm not making that decision until at least she's 2, maybe 3 years old, and I have so much time left. But I'm just saying, this one place kept calling it therapy dog, and I'm like, no. And the word they kept using is when she gets to this place, and I use the word if, because it's very iffy, because it's what the dog in front of you is gonna do. It's what the dog in front of you is going to allow you to do with them. My trainer that I just met last week, Zach, he differs a little bit from Sam, and that's fine. He has some opinions that are different than Sam, and that's fine. And he retrained some things that Sam did that are different, so that's fine too. I mean, again, I've had so many opinions thrown at me about this dog. She's been through so much, like, already. But I'm sticking with PetSmart for now, and I'm going the advanced route. And then he spoke to me about the Canine Good Citizen, and then I'm hoping that sometime in 2020 or 2021 we can take the public access test too. We'll see. I have like 7% battery left, so I don't know how long this will last, but it is 4:33, and we just got done looking at a recliner for me, a power recliner, one of the ones that has like a button, because my recliner is beat up. It's like on its last leg, and we got a new couch. So a friend of my mom's mother went to a nursing home, and the lady like barely ever used this thing, so we got a really good deal on it. They're normally really expensive, but we got it for a good deal, and so we'll get it this weekend hopefully, and then I can start using it, which will be nice. But I have dog class in a few hours, and she graduates, and then in a couple weeks. I was misinformed. I thought the dog class started August 1st, but today is August 1st. Obviously, no. Today is the day we graduate, so maybe we start next week. Maybe we start in September. I have no idea when we're starting, but we're starting sometime soon. I don't know. Hope we get a little bit of a break, more for me, because I have like social anxiety. It kind of takes me like all day to be ready to be up and be like in front of people. I think, what is that called, like an introvert? I think I'm an introvert. Like, I need to like build energy to be around people rather than I get my energy from being around people. I mean, I do, but like I need that like time, you know, especially like performing something in front of someone or doing a presentation or, you know, something like that, like, you know. But I'll go home and I'll nap for a little bit, or I'll be in the air conditioning at least. And then, yeah, that's really it. And then I'll make a video. I probably won't be in this video. It'll probably be its own separate video of dog school, and then yeah, and then I'll post graduation pictures tonight because we're gonna get them taken tonight. And then yeah, I saw another Connecticut team pass their public access test, which is really cool. Which I was doing some research. Technically, you don't need a public access test, but it's like good to have. And I'm not saying that she's anywhere near that yet, but my goal is hopefully by this time next year she'll be ready. After we finish the advanced, which is like meeting other, which I said after the intermediate, but like by the time we finish the advanced, it's going to be another 6 weeks or whatever, so I can just push it off till then. But after that, I want to start taking her to therapy with me, because then we work on the heel, we work on walking, we work on, not that she'll meet other dogs in therapy, but like she'll meet strangers, and like she'll have to be used to that. And like I know that the first session of therapy isn't going to be like the best, because she's going to want to be all up in my therapist is sniffing her, and I know they can't do that, but I mean, I'm going to do my best not to make that happen. But literally my therapist only has me because it's like a side gig, so like, you know, and even if like she was still in training, I could say, well, she's in training and like, you know, she's still not where she needs to be, but this will get her exposed, you know what I mean? Because like even if all she did was come to therapy with me, I think number one, I think it would make me calmer, because just like having her presence there. And I think it would make my therapist a little bit nicer, because not that my therapist doesn't support me, but she definitely like doesn't take my side on a lot of things. Like she's very like middle ground, or she's very like other people. Like if I'm talking about a situation or a person specifically, she's very like other people's sides, and I don't know. Like, I've never had a therapist be like that before, so I don't know if that's what real counseling is, or I don't know if that's, like, what, I don't know. Like, I've never encountered a therapist like that before, so I don't know what that's about, but I don't really like that. Like, it's not, like, sitting well with me. So I took next week off. Kind of just to have a break, and kind of just to give myself a break from appointments, because let's see, Monday we have nothing, Tuesday we have cranial sacral appointment at 9 a.m. and then we have my psychiatrist who deals with my medication at 1:20. And then we usually go to the grocery store after that, because there's a grocery store down in that area called Stu Leonard's that we really don't get to go to all that often. And they have like a lot of different foods, a lot of healthy food options, like, you know, stuff like that, trying to be better, you know. A lot of organic stuff, you know. So we're going to go there. And I just really didn't want to, like, because going to my psychiatrist is a lot, and she's most likely, if I think what she is going to do is correct, she's most likely going to change the dose of one of my medications. So that's going to be a lot for me if I can articulate, like, because my problem is I can't, like, articulate what I'm feeling. I'll be like, well, you know, I just feel weird. Like, but what is weird? Like, is it anxious? Is it depressed? Is it manic? Is it, you know, whatever it is, you know? but it's not manic or any of those things. It's more like anxiety and depression related. More anxiety related. I've been anxious a lot lately, like the past 2 mornings. But the other reason I think I'm anxious is because we're going to go see Hamilton. And if I didn't take any videos in the hospital, but I was quoting Hamilton a lot. And I listened to that soundtrack probably every day. And the soundtrack is 2 hours long. So that was 2 hours of my day, 5 days in a week. Or 7, whatever. I listened to it a lot in the hospital. And so I think that, I've listened to the soundtrack, like, multiple times, like, in the 7 months since then. But, like, it's, now that I'm going to see the play, like, I think it was getting me a little anxious because it was reminding me of Mania. And Mania is not something I want to remember. And they literally told my mom, like, oh, she won't remember anything, like, it's fine, she's not going to remember it, but the problem is I do remember it, I do remember all of those things that I went through and everything that I said and everything that I posted and every little thing, but, that was the past, and I'm stable, and I take my medication, and I do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm with my gonna be with my family, and I have the right to go see this play just because I did something when I was, like, not healthy doesn't mean that I don't have the right to sing a musical or whatever. So yeah, I think that was the reason why I was anxious, and I was afraid to admit it. But when I was just talking to my mom, I was like, you know what, I'm just really nervous about it, and but it's gonna be fine. Like, I'm completely stable. I haven't had any mania. Like, I haven't spent any money, which is one of my triggers, like spending money. Like, I haven't spent any money. My bills are paid. It's the first of the month, my bills are paid. I don't owe any money to anyone. I've made my donations to the church and stuff, so yeah. I have the right to do what I want, and I want to go see this play, so I'm gonna go do that. I'll start taking a video, just get a picture. Sit! Good girl. Good girl.
Yeah. Selfie, I don't want to be on selfie.
Oh my god. Oh.
No!
You were so good.
You were so good, and then that didn't have,
Yeah. Leave
it. Camera right, worst part. On the right.
Leave it.
Look, sit. I would love to have her paw on it. Sit. Good job, folks. Good job.
Got
There
it.
you go.